let's start to talk about the discussion questions. As I said before, I think Araby is the experience of the boy in Araby could be rather remote from us, and that's why I would like you to relate it to some of your experiences, like your experience of puppy love, the first love as a kid of the opposite sex or of an adult. Okay, it could be a kind of momentary fascination, but still, no, I think you should be remembering it. Okay, or your first shopping experience. The first time you went for shopping, it could be something terrifying. Okay, or the first encounter with adults, the first negative encounter with adults. So I think these are the three possible areas where you can relate to Araby. So this is a question that I assigned to all the groups. What I wanted you to discuss is if you had experience which is similar to that of Araby, what makes your experience less frustrating than the boys? Now, this is where you can start to compare the boys' environment, the boys' living environment with yours. You can try to compare your experience with his and try to find out the factors, the reasons that cause the two kinds of experiences. Okay, so this is the first question. About language, first of all, you can try to collect the images of enclosure, darkness, decay, and death, and try to find out what they mean. And then secondly, the images of light, darkness, and femininity. Remember that before the ending, there is always a mixture of light and darkness, or brownness. But at the end, when the boy look up into the top of Araby, is in complete darkness. Okay, so I think there is a progression of the images there. Sometimes individual image does not create as much meaning as you put them together to become an image cluster. 就是你把所有的那个和光源相关的一些 image 都放在一起的时候 sometimes when you put them together, they'll produce more meanings, more symbolic meanings. And this is how you can study literature. Of course, there is a basis. 就是我们这好像是一个比较systematic, scientific way of studying literature. But there is a natural cause to it because, with images spreading throughout the work here and there, you kind of feel it. You feel their existence, okay? But then you don't. You will need to reread the story in order for you to find out where they really occur and how they produce meanings. Then before you do that, the impression you get, the sensual impression you get, will be less articulated. 就你第一次念的时候，那 image 对你的感受可能是一些比较impressionistic， 就比较像是印象式的。那一旦是你在重念的时候，然后把它整个整合起来，把那些 image 收集起来，那你就可以比较了解它产生了什么意义。好 ，and this is especially true if you are reading modernist writers' works。就现代主义小说家他们的作品，他们会非常非常仔细的去安排他们的意象、他们的象征等等等等。好。So the second group can talk about light, darkness, images of femininity, and the images of light and darkness are everywhere in the text. Like the description of the railroad, the train, the street, the bazaar. Okay, so you can talk about all of them. Okay, so this is the second topic, and the third and the fourth topics. Here, I'm asking you to be a bit more creative. And in other words, I want you to produce narration, dialogue, or thought bubbles. Okay, narration meaning that here we have the first-person narration, and I want you to turn it into third-person narration. Okay, because you are not a boy. Okay, so you turn it into a third person. and you produce dialogue, because the whole thing is pretty much the boy's own narration, and this narrator is an adult. Very soon I will show you a bit of the film. I like the film. It's not to say that the film again is the same with the story. They are not the same, but I like the fact that the film uses a narrator, and it uses an adult narrator. Definitely, this narrator is an adult. Okay, it's not that the perspective of a boy. Okay, so you could also use the first person boy's narrative point of view. Okay, and you can produce dialogue, because a lot of time the boy just describe what Megan's sister or what the uncle says to him. So you can turn it into a dialogue, or you can turn what the boy thinks into thought bubbles. Okay, 像漫画那样子, you know, thought bubbles. Okay, and here I gave you some passages where there were a lot of first person direct narration, and this is where you can turn them into thought bubbles. Paragraph 5 to 6. This is where he describes he's going to the marketplace and he's being in a room by himself praying. I think these are the two paragraphs. Okay, and paragraph 10, I think, describes his meeting with Megan's sister. It should be dialogue. You know, I'll show you the film, and the film is presented in dialogue, but the story is straight narration. So you can turn that again into a dialogue. Okay, and then paragraph 16 is, when he waits for the uncle in the room. So that again is where you can produce some thought bubbles. Okay, and then the ending, the dialogue between the shop girl and the boy. So that, you know, and also you can, like, you know, one example, a very simplistic example of thought bubbles. You know, as the boy is rushing to the Araby, he had in his mind, too late. Don't forget about your mission, because he worries that he'll forget. Okay, so this is a kind of thought bubble. In the straight narration is more descriptive. The straight narration of the boy is more descriptive. But if you present thought bubble, this is a bit like 自己对自己讲话 interior monologue. 内在的独白，自己对自己讲话. So it's more straightforward. So producing thought bubble, in a way, in one sense, is more clearer. On the other hand, I think it becomes visualized. Now, this is one way, kind of a transition from a story to a play. No, kind of a transition. Okay. Okay, so this is one example, and then here I'm I'm a bit joking here. Okay, speaks of her name in strange prayers and praises. You know, I put "You are my sunshine." You know, but no, I'm just using some expression that you can relate to. You know, as a kind of strange prayer. You know, which is not like Catholic prayer. No, but you know, something commonsensical. Okay. Yes. Oh love. You know, this is the right rendering of what he murmurs. Okay, in his thought bubbles. Okay. So yes, groups 3 and 4. Two groups can choose this part. So you see, today's assignments are a bit more difficult. Okay. And group 5 to 6. Two other groups. You know, one is could you present the marketplace, the priest room, or the bazaar? You know, if you want to present it on the stage, what kind of setting do you want to give? And then the other kind of creative adaptation is to turn the story into something happening in Taiwan. Okay, for instance, will the setting be changed? Three dominant elements in the story are commerce, religion, and politics. You know, are they still the same in here? are they the three main obstacles for a young child in his quest for whatever, like for computer games, for what else? Getting a cell phone, etc., etc. Okay, so this is something you can consider.